lights naturally vary in the kind and quality of light that they output. The first characteristic of a light's output that you want to understand is how much light it actually puts out. And there's two ways to measure this. One is lumens, the other is candle power. They are different measures, and they are not convertible to each other. What a lumen does is it measures the entire amount of light that that lamp puts out. If this circle represents the corona of a light, and all the light is contained within here, the amount of lumens that that lamp puts out is the total amount of light that's being broadcast into this circle. What candle power measures is the brightest part of this circle. So you can see that they are different measures and they are not convertible to each other. For our purposes, for tactical purposes, lumens is the better measure. It gives us a much better feel for how much light is being broadcast into the area or onto the subject of a concern. Right now I have my gun and my light aligned in the Harry's technique. And as I come down these stairs and sweep across the room, it's no mystery to you where I'm going to come out from and when. All modern small tactical flashlights have tail-mounted switches, tail cap-mounted switches, and these are very instinctive because no matter how I grab this thing, so long as the bulb is pointing forward, this light will go on for me. If you already have your gun out and then you need your light, drawing is fairly straightforward. But an interesting question comes up in the case in which you want them both out. The question is, which do you draw first? You draw your handgun first or your light first? Well, this is one of those questions that people can probably debate endlessly on the internet. And the bottom line is it probably doesn't matter a whole lot, but the slight edge probably goes to drawing your handgun first. One is you're used to doing that. The second is if it's a dangerous situation and you want your gun out, in any case, getting your gun out is probably the most important thing to do first. And then at that point, you can draw the light and bring it up to its home location. You'll often see these flashlights advertised or promoted as makeshift impact weapons. And sure, they can be used as impact weapons. You can be striking people with these. Just to understand, there's an issue there. The issue is that when you strike somebody with a weapon in your hand, it's a greater level of force than when you strike them with your empty hands. So if you decide that that's a reason you want to carry this light and you think you might be hitting somebody with this, maybe that's what's going through your mind or you're training for that, you need to understand the use of force issues involved. And you really need to understand when you're justified in striking someone with this as opposed to simply striking somebody with your hand. Remember that blip and move technique we showed you earlier? Well, you want to practice that on the range too, live fire of course. Ideally with the head of the light rotating around randomly to confuse any potential assailant. So this is what it would look like live fire.